Hi, everyone. If you can hear me, can you just type in a chat so I know you're there? Scroll down to the bottom and you'll see where the chat is. Thanks, Colby. And you said you like my headshot. Okay, so I'm so happy you're all here. And we're just going to start out by getting you onto a screen share with me so you can hear what I'm saying. And so that you can see what I'm talking about also. This is actually my first webinar that I've ever done, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm really excited because this is our very first rendition of our Try Wellness 10-Day Eat Clean and Live Healthy Challenge. And I think you are all going to love it. I hope you're all going to love it because we've been working hard on it and we're excited. And most of you know me. If you don't know me, I'll just let you know that I love being healthy and I love exercise and I love cooking. And you don't have to love all of that, but I'm hoping my passion for all of that does come through here, and that in these next 10 days, even if you just find one new thing that you like, then this has been a total victory for you. So if you have any questions for me throughout, just scroll down and type them into the chat box and I will answer them. Otherwise, I will get started. So the first thing is congratulations for signing up because it's a big step for you and it's pretty exciting for you to start this journey. I want to just go through the actual welcome pack with you so that you can ask any questions that might come up if you forgot them or not. And then I'll just tell you a few other things and then you'll have all your questions answered. So the main thing about this challenge is that I want you to do it going into it knowing this is the start of what will hopefully be a much healthier trend in your lifestyle. It's not a cleanse. It's not for you to completely change everything and then just go all the way back to how you were before. It's to help you make small shifts, one at a time, that can hopefully last for the rest of your life. I'm a big, huge believer that whenever you're making any kind of change in your life, whether it's with diet, exercise, anything to make you healthier, that support and motivation is really helpful. So that's why we have created this closed private Facebook group. Now, if you did not join the Facebook group, right now, I just posted a link. You should click on that link and request to be invited to the Facebook group. This is where you are going to get tons of support from everyone participating in the challenge to having me answer any questions you have throughout the challenge, because it's bound to have some come up. And I don't care if your question is simple as how long do I steam broccoli for, or if it's a more in-depth question of why are we doing this or why are we doing that. Remember, there's going to be lots of surprises in this challenge. Every day you're going to get a new surprise. So questions might come up that you can't even think of right now, and it's important for you to be active and always have your questions answered in the Facebook group, because I really want to be here to support you. I think it makes a tremendous difference, especially when the actual challenge becomes challenging. Okay, so participate. You'll meet new people who are like-minded with the same goals as you, and you can ask any questions. So please make sure that you do join that Facebook group. Okay, next, I just want you to understand that there are 30 recipes that come with this challenge, which you should have now received. But I don't want you to feel intimidated if you're not comfortable in the kitchen. These recipes are tried and true. I've tested every one multiple times. You know, I made 30 different ones because everyone has different tastes, but they all are quick preparation time and fairly easy to make. And again, if you are not sure about anything with any of them, just let me know on the Facebook group and I'll help you out. And we can always tweak something or help to make it a little bit more feasible for you. Anything you need, I am here. One thing I do want to mention about the recipes, and this is why this is the test run of this, is that the very first recipe in your recipe packet is called Amazing Asian Slaw. And in that recipe can be made a few different ways, but only one of the ways is challenge friendly. And I accidentally put the wrong version of it into your packet. So right now it says that edamame is one of the ingredients on that, but that should be substituted with peas. And the reason is that edamame is soy in its most natural form, and this challenge is supposed to be soy-free for the next 10 days. So just, if you do make that recipe, instead of using the edamame, use peas. They can be fresh peas, which are very seasonal right now, or you can buy them frozen and thaw them. Okay, great. So some people are saying you lost audio. Are you all okay? If you can't hear me, just do a message in the chat that you can't hear me, and we'll work on getting that fixed. Okay. My favorite part of the challenge is the surprise daily challenge. It's a pretty unique way to just keep you motivated and excited and into it. So every night you're going to get an email with what the surprise challenge is for the next day. And just to be clear, you only have to do that challenge for the next day. It doesn't have to be done for all of the days. But if you like it, and you liked how it made you feel that day, then I want you to continue it because there's no reason not to. Moving right along, I want you to all do something that may feel kind of corny right now, but do it anyway because it's pretty powerful stuff. Right now, I want you to say to yourself out loud, you can even look in the mirror if you want, I am committed to completing this challenge. Commit to completing the challenge. It's only 10 days of your life, but those 10 days can be so moving and so powerful and create such life-changing results forever that just commit to doing it. And sometimes it's going to seem easy. Sometimes it's going to seem hard. Sometimes you might feel tired. Sometimes you might feel so energized. Just commit to completing the challenge. Because if you can do that, you can do anything. Okay? And next, here are just a couple of other guidelines that I'd like you to follow, which are just good things to practice in your life. And the idea is that if you start making them habits over these next 10 days, maybe a couple of them will stick, and that would be great. So definitely stop eating at least 2 hours before you go to bed. The other thing is get your body moving for at least 30 minutes per day. And I was pretty clear in this. If you don't have a 30-minute slot to completely devote to be moving and active, that's fine. But if you don't, then break it up into 3 10-minute intervals. I mean, even if you're at work or with your kids, I don't care if you have to carry your child around the house for 10 minutes or down the block, or if you have to walk up and down stairs for 10 minutes. Do it 3 times. No matter what, just get 3 10-minute intervals, 2 15-minute intervals, whatever you can to get 30 minutes of active time in each day of the next 10 days. Okay, the next one is to eat at least one home-cooked meal per day. And like I say here, it doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be very simple. Anything that is not already prepared from a box or a store. Just make it yourself. Okay? I would like you to try every daily challenge that I send. I'm not asking you to like every single one, but at least try them for the one day that it's required. If you like it and you want to carry on with it, awesome. If you don't, no problem. But just give everything a try. There's probably going to be stuff that's pretty new to most of you, at least one thing that's pretty new to most of you that I can guarantee you might say, oh, this was really cool. I never would have thought to do this on my own. And another time, it might be, I hated this and I'm never doing it again. And that's fine, as long as you're open-minded enough to at least try it. And again, try and post to the Facebook group at least once a day to just stay active. I think you'll feel more supported, and I think it will just help you stay motivated. I have a question here that says, where are the recipes and how in depth are they before I commit? So the recipes should have been downloaded when you registered for the challenge. There were 2 things to download. You downloaded the welcome pack, and then you also should have gone back and then downloaded the recipes. If you don't have them, just send me a message on Facebook and I can send them to you directly. Every recipe is 30 minutes or less prep time. It might have to be cooked for a little longer than that, but it will be totally hands-off then. 30 minutes or less prep time. And most of them have small ingredient lists. So I think everyone can handle at least some of them. You might not want to do all of them, but if you just could pick a couple and try them, I think you might be surprised at how much you even like it. Okay, so the table you're seeing now is the foods that you can eat. And it's pretty extensive. If you have any questions about it, then feel free to post them rather than me going through the whole thing. I just want to highlight a couple of things. The things that I want to highlight are that this next 10 days for you, starting on Sunday, of course, should be very vegetable heavy. Your diet is going to be probably filled with more vegetables than usual, and that's what you want, okay? It's great if you can carry that out beyond the challenge, but at least for the next 10 days, try and stick to as many vegetables as you want, and then, you're going to also sprinkle in your protein, your lean proteins, and when I say vegetables, I do mean fruits too, and anything on this list. Grains are totally fine if you stick to the ones on this list here, but only the ones on this list, because we're really trying to avoid all foods that can create inflammation in the body, and that's why there's no dairy, there's no gluten, there's no refined sugars. These things can cause inflammation in the body. So things you might not even realize are going on until after you've cut them out of your diet. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how you feel in 10 days from Sunday, because you're going to be eating such a clean diet that things you didn't even realize were affecting you might suddenly be obvious that they were affecting you because you haven't had them. Okay? All of the products on the screen now are the foods you should avoid. These vegetables, corn can just be a very sensitive food for people, which is why I've left it off of the challenge. The eggplant, peppers, potatoes, and tomatoes are all what are called nightshade vegetables, and those also can, for some people, cause inflammation. They can make things like arthritis worse, which can be inflammatory. So that's why those are off the challenge. Things like edamame, peanuts, peanut butter, soy, those things are off the challenge because they are highly allergic foods, soy, edamame, things like that. And all of the citrus fruits except for lemon, those are off because it's very acidic. Okay. I'm getting a question of where can you get the gluten-free oats? Gluten-free oats are sold in most health food stores, at least in Boulder, they're sold in most grocery stores, and Trader Joe's also now carries a variety of gluten-free oats. Another question for you. Someone is saying that the slides are very blurry. If anyone else is having that problem, can you please just type yes, blurry slides for me so I can see if we can get that fixed for you. Okay, getting back down to here. These grains are all off because they all can contain gluten. I'm also trying to leave off any fish that can be high in mercury, like swordfish and tuna, or other fish that are farmery, that are, you can't really get wild and have a lot of chemicals and things in them from the farms that raise them to make the fish bigger or to make their color look better. You don't want to really have those kind of chemicals when we're trying to eat super clean. So that's why those are off. And other things like all of these meats are off because they contain nitrates, and that's also not something that you want to have when you're eating clean. And the same thing goes with dairy, which I mentioned before. Okay, so a big thing that people might be a little freaked out about is not having coffee. And when you have to give up the coffee for two reasons. A, I'm trying to help you get rid of highly caffeinated drinks. Now, you are allowed to have green tea, which does have some caffeine, and it also is so great for you because it has lots of antioxidants. But the coffee, in addition to being highly caffeinated, has a lot of acidity to it. And what we're trying to do during this challenge, which you'll learn more about over the next 10 days in the surprise challenges, is make our bodies a little more alkaline rather than acidic. So we're going to keep coffee off. If that seems like an impossible task for you, I would really strongly recommend starting to wean off tomorrow so that by Sunday you're doing a little bit better and the green tea is enough to get you through. So start by doing half decaf, half regular tomorrow morning, and do that maybe a quarter caffeinated and 3/4 decaf on Saturday if you have to. And then by Sunday, try to make the switch over completely to green tea. Okay? And all these other things, I just don't want you to have all this refined sugar in it. So we're going to leave those off. Artificial sweeteners. So many of those are chemicals, carcinogens. I don't want any of that while you're trying to eat clean. All of these condiments are left off because they are filled with sugar. And these are all left off the oils because they are high in saturated fat. And we want to try and stick to the healthy fats during these next 10 days, which you can get from things more like olive oil and coconut oil and things like that. Okay, let me just see if anyone has any questions. Yes, very blurry slides I'm seeing. Okay, we're working on making the slides a little bit better. Okay, so one thing that can happen during the challenge is that if you don't have certain staples that are challenge friendly in your house, and let's say you come home and you're starving, it's going to be so much easier to then go off the challenge. And we want to eliminate that. So what I would recommend is this challenge in general, because it's very vegetable heavy, is going to require maybe an extra trip or two to the grocery store than you would usually do because you want things to be fresh. But if you can keep the things on this list in your house at all times, and you get home and you're starving, and instead of grabbing for a cookie or a cracker or something that's not challenge friendly, you grab for a spoonful of almond butter, it's going to be so much better for you. Knowing that these things are just there, grabbing a handful of fresh berries, grabbing a banana, putting some avocado, just eating it right out of the skin with a little salt on it. All of those things are going to help keep you on the challenge. So really keeping these things in the house is strongly, strongly recommended because even if it means that you have to cook something, let's say you have asparagus or kale in the house, but you're like, I don't know what to do with those things. If you have coconut oil, asparagus, or kale, all you have to do is throw them in a pan with the coconut oil and saute it for 5 minutes, and then you have something to eat. if you feel like having something hot, or if you just need something because you're so starved, like I said, you could grab carrots and dip them in the hummus, or you could grab a teaspoon of almond butter. All these things will help you maintain the challenge. Okay, so the keys to the success for this are to have fun with it. Take this and look at it as a journey of something new that has a lot of awesome side benefits, but is really, really fun, okay? The other thing that you should do, sorry, I just lost you, okay, is be consistent and stick to the plan. That's why I so strongly urge you to keep the staples in the house so that you can stick to the plan. Consistency is key here. It's gonna really help you. Like, for example, if you're cooking and you know you have a really busy week, take Sunday or take the weekend or some time to cook lots, multiply the recipe or cook lots of different dishes so that they're always in your fridge and you can be consistent and have consistent challenge-friendly dinners and foods that are able to help you stick to the plan, okay? And lastly, I know I've said it before, but I can't stress enough how important the Facebook group is for motivation and support. And please lean on me. Lean on me as much as you can. I am here for you. This is what I live for. I love to answer people's questions about food and fitness and nutrition. This is what I live for. So help me help you. Can you just, someone's asking how much more. I'm pretty much done with my spiel. So if you have to leave the call, don't worry about it. You can always catch me on Facebook. Now I'm just opening it up to any other questions that people have. Someone's asking, can you have brown rice cakes with avocado or almond butter on it? And the answer is yes to that. So that is definitely a good snack. Does anyone else have any questions? I'm going to stay on for another 2 minutes just in case someone does. Otherwise, please know you can catch me on the Facebook group. I'm going to post that link one more time just in case, so that if you're not added to it, you now can just click that link and request to be added to it. And if nobody else has any questions, I am very excited for you. The challenge starts Sunday. Saturday night, you'll get your first surprise challenge. And I am excited to be on this journey with you. Oh, one more thing I want you to all do before we get off is I want you to all notice how you're feeling right now. Really take really mindful note of how does your stomach feel? How does your neck feel? How do your legs feel? Every single thing. Because 10 days from Sunday, I guarantee you're going to be feeling 10 times better. All right, everyone. Good luck. I'm there for you, right with you. Bye.